This is lesson 7.6, factor by grouping for algebra 2. There's two terms we have to define, cubic equation and double root. So a cubic equation is a polynomial with the highest power being 3. So for example, it would be like two x cubed plus x squared minus 4x plus 1. This is cubic because the highest power, or the highest exponent, is 3. And then a double root is a polynomial with two roots or solutions that are the same. For example, if we had x squared minus 4x plus 4, if we factored that, we would end up with x minus 2 times x minus 2. We ended up with two factored pieces that are the same, x minus 2 and x minus 2. So if we set either or both of those equal to 0, x equals 2 for both of them. But the double root is because this shows up twice. All right, so as we look at these next examples that are factor by grouping, the key that's going to tell us we need to use factor by grouping is if we have 4 terms or 4 chunks and a cubic equation, which means third power. So for example, this one has 1, 2, 3, 4 terms and it has the highest power of 3, so we're going to use factor by grouping. So what we want to do in this case is put parentheses around the first 2 terms and parentheses around the second 2 terms. Then we're going to pull out the common factors from each one and hope, or I guess ensure, that our 2 parentheses end up being the same. So I'll show you what I mean. On this first one, what we can pull out from both is x squared. If we had 3 x's and we took out 2, there's 1 left. Here, 4x squared divided by x squared is 4. So in the blue parentheses, what we need to pull out is something that's going to result in parentheses that are also x plus 4. So in this case, the greatest common factor between these 2 terms is -7. This -7x divided by -7 is just x. -28 divided by -7 is +4. So what you see is that these 2 are the same. That's the ultimate goal here. So then what we do is we take these 2 that we pulled out, and they get their own parentheses. And then this gets rewritten once, x plus 4. You do not write it twice. The reason you only write it once is because if you create the box, so I'll just show you guys this once and then I won't do it again, but if you create this box, x squared minus 7, and then x plus 4, you end up with x cubed minus 7x, 4x squared minus 28. And if you put that in general form, like put that in order, you end up with the exact expression we began with. If you write it twice, it's totally going to mess it up. All right, so let's do this next one similarly. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4 terms and the highest power of 3. So we'll put parentheses around the first 2, parentheses around the second. In the blue parentheses, the greatest that we can pull out of both is x squared. 2x cubed divided by x squared, there's 1 x left in there. And then we have plus 1. If you redistribute this, you end up, oopsie. I lied. We're going to have 2x because we didn't pull out the coefficient. So 2x cubed divided by x squared is 2x. And then x squared divided by x squared is 1. In the red, we want to make sure that our final parentheses match here. We want it to have 2x plus 1. So in this case, the greatest that we can pull out from both is a positive 6. 12 divided by 6 is 2x. 6 divided by 6 is 1. Since our parentheses matched, we're in good shape. And then we can put these two into their own. And then we'll rewrite the other one once. All right, same thing here. One set of parentheses, two sets. In the blue, what we can pull out is x squared, and we're left with x plus 5. In the red, what we can pull out is negative 3, and then what's left is x and plus 5. Kind of a trick here is if the coefficient right here is 1, if this is 1, generally what you pull out here is going to be the same as this. Typically, that's what should happen. So then we'll take these, put them into their own parentheses. And then this gets rewritten once, x plus 5. Next one, one parentheses, two parentheses. In blue, what we can pull out is x squared. And we have x plus 2 left inside. And then in the red, what we can pull out is a minus 9. Because again, it usually matches right out front. Negative 9 divided by negative 9 is 1. Negative 18 divided by negative 9 is positive 2. Put those in their own parentheses. And then rewrite this once. This is the difference of two squares. You guys might notice that 9 is a perfect square, so we can actually take this a step further to x plus 3, x minus 3, and then x plus 2. It looks worse, but it's easier when you get to the solving portion. All right, I'm going to pause the video, then we'll go over the last couple, and I'll get you your assignment.